Welcome back to Adventures with a Retired Guy. I'm making this video because I was shocked when the Ford dealer wanted over $1,000 to change my transmission filter and fluid. So I attempted it myself, and I'm going to show you how it went. In this truck, the transmission pan does not have a drain plug, nor is there an easy way to fill it. There's a standpipe used for checking fluid level and filling, and we'll show you an alternate way around that in the end. I searched YouTube for a good instructional video and I was not able to find one. So again, that's why I'm showing you this process. We removed the heat shield so we could see the standpipe plug. That is where we'll check for fluid level later. The fluid level with the truck off, it did drain out about 3 quarts. So key factor, when they say the truck has to be running to check the level, obviously that is true. The pump that you see here is what made this job possible for a backyard mechanic in the driveway. I'll put a link to that pump in my description. What we're doing here is reaching a tube up through a port that probably could have been a dipstick at some point in an earlier version, but we were able to get that tube right down into the bottom of the pan, so I was able to suck all the oil out of the pan and had very little mess when I dropped it. And that's pretty unusual. The plug I mentioned is on the right or passenger side of the transmission, just up above where the pan bolts on. It's a 19 millimeter, and you can barely get your hand in there between the transmission and the muffler. That 19 millimeter though, once broken free, threaded out with my fingers and was a great way to access the fluid in the pan. I carefully measured the amount of fluid that we pumped out and then later what little residual we poured out of the pan, so I could put the appropriate amount back in before I'm able to check the level. Back under the truck, now it's time to drop the pan. At this point I wasn't sure how much oil would be in it, but I was pretty amazed by how well that little pump did getting everything out of it. There was really no mess when I dropped it. At this point, I really expected a deluge of oil to come out of that pan and go into my catch pan underneath. I had a lot of plastic on the driveway as well. I just didn't know how big a mess this would be. But as you can see, we had all the oil out. There was very little in that pan. This is a better view of the pan, and you can see that standpipe we talk about. It's kind of brassy color. That's what you use to determine the fluid level when we're all said and done and refilling. And of course, I carefully measured the fluid amount that was left in the pan so I could add that to my total to refill the transmission when I was done. Now I did end up using an aftermarket pan with a drain plug, so next time should be easier. And that pan did take an extra 5 quarts of oil, so I just added that amount to the amount that came out. And of course, my trusty buddy supervised the entire process. At this point, I'm using brake clean to clean up the gasket surface. Now the gaskets these use are actually a rubber O-ring-like gasket that fits into the pan itself. So it's not as critical as a paper gasket, but I did clean that up as well as I could. You can also see the filter there that we will end up changing before we put this back together. Now you want a catch pan under this when you drop that filter, because there is a little bit of excess that comes out when the filter comes down. If you're doing this job, beware. On the filter there is a little rubber grommet that kind of seals the neck of the filter into the transmission. I don't show that very well, but it's readily visible if you look online, or once you buy a filter you'll see what I'm talking about. It was a very simple process. You just slip the rubber grommet over the filter neck as you put it in the transmission. Time to install the pan. I went with a PPE cast aluminum pan that has a standpipe as well as a drain plug. Not all of these come with a standpipe, so you have to be careful. The 2020 diesel or 10R140 pan from manufacturers will fit this transmission, but they used to have a sight port in the side that would let you check the fluid level. That's no longer the case, so you must have this standpipe if you're going to put a different pan on. That is a fill adapter that threads into the base of the standpipe, and the way Ford wants you to do it is you would fill from there and then basically disconnect that and check the fluid level. The fluid level has to be checked at operating temperature though, which is 195 degrees. So that's a little bit tricky. But the PPE pan went on smooth and easy, and that drain plug will make the next transmission oil change very easy, especially if I opted to not do a filter and consider it more like a flush. I did use a torque wrench on installation, as they make it clear it should be specifically 108 inch-pounds in a crisscross pattern. The heat shield went back up just fine, although I did have to deform it a little bit because of the larger or the depth of the pan, but it worked out just fine. And here what I'm doing is using that same little pump to stuff the tube up through that port on the side of the transmission. I mentioned by the muffler, but it's really right by the diesel exhaust filter. So the truck has to be cold when you're doing this, or you'd burn your hands off. But it was pretty simple. I really didn't spill much of anything, and that pump worked fantastic. Again, I'll put a link to the description for that pump in the description of the video. And it's really meant for engine oil changes, so you don't have to climb under the truck other than for the filter, but it worked perfect for this transmission oil change. As I mentioned, I carefully measured what went out of the transmission and easily matched that amount based on what I pumped back in. For measuring, I used a paint mixing pail I bought at Lowe's that had clear markings for the amount of liquid in it. As you can see, the pump is not real fast, but it was also not painfully slow either. It was a perfect tool for this job. At this point, I'm reinstalling the plug that is up on the side of the transmission that you can barely get a hand to. If you've got big, thick, muscular arms, you might not be able to do this job, but if you have average or thin arms, you should be able to get this done. It really wasn't that tough, but again, the truck does have to be cold. This is how the pump comes packaged. Nice little box. And again, this was the perfect tool for this job. I write all my maintenance notes on duct tape under the hood as well as in an Access database. While carefully measuring what amount of oil came out and what amount of oil went back in the transmission, I made it a point to overfill by a half a quart or so, because once we got the transmission buttoned up, we drove the truck, got it up to temperature, and then pulled the plug on the pipe stand, if you will, the way it checks the level. And you can see I got a fair amount of transmission fluid out of it, maybe a quart. So once it stops pouring out, a little dripping is okay. That gives you the correct level for the fluid in the transmission. So now we're all set for another year. And just an FYI, I put some jersey gloves under the rubber gloves to protect me from the hot fluid. The transmission was at about 195 degrees, so it'd be very easy to burn yourself if you're not careful. That's why I really didn't want to have to add more fluid. I just wanted to drain it down to where it would be the proper level. So, if you found this video helpful or informative, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Doesn't cost you a dime, and it really does help me out with YouTube. And I hope you find this useful, because I had a heck of a time getting good directions on how to do this oil change, because I sure didn't want to pay the dealer over $1,000.